Hello everyone, Texas Deacon here. It's the middle of July and it's a typical Texas summer. It's hot. Around 100 degrees they talk about today. The title of today's talk is Flat Tax, Flat Brain. A representative from Texas by the name of Dick Army, I guess 20 years ago or so, tried to get a flat tax through and it failed, thank the good Lord. Even his flat tax had two levels, and one of the arguments against it was that in 2 years it'd be modified so much you couldn't tell it from the system we have today. I am not a member of any one of the many tax reform groups out there. I've got too many irons in the fire now. Another one, I couldn't give it any good service, so why get bothered with it when I couldn't do it justice? I believe in a national sales tax. And now it will be a hidden tax, like a tax on gasoline. How many people know what the tax on gasoline is? And even if you know, when we go buy a gallon of gas, in Texas it's around $2.50 a gallon. I don't think of that as $2 a gallon plus X amount for the government, the federal, so much of the state. Even the county and city may get a little something, I'm not sure. Don't even know. All I look at is that one figure. Now, it should be that way with a national sales tax. Not an add-on tax, but included in the price of the item. I feel that all taxes on user taxes should be included in the price. When you go in a store and something sells for $2.99, you're given $3, you ought to get a penny change. Not that $2.99 plus tax, and then you don't understand that system. Now, by going with a national sales tax, we already have the collection system in place. I believe all states, or maybe one or two that don't, have a state sales tax. Use that system to collect it. No problem whatsoever. The system's already there. Everybody would pay, no exemptions. This includes churches, charities, and non-profit organizations. But one of the reasons they don't want churches in such a category is right now they can control what a minister says from the pulpit. There are certain protected groups he cannot condemn or talk about or criticize. Political stance he can't take very strongly, especially if you're a white church. All those restrictions would be gone, and a minister would be free to say what he wanted to. Now, under the national sales tax, only businesses that have a business license, they're the ones that would be collecting sales tax and paying it. So it'd be easy to keep up with. Now, all these extra IRS people that we have, hey, we could use them looking after the cash registers real good. I wouldn't fire any of them right off the bat. Let those through normal attrition that retire, that die, that choose to go to another vocation, we could, over a period of a very few years, the IRS would shrink down to a size that was needed to keep a good eye on all the cash registers. Now, let's look at some of those people who do not pay taxes now, but would under a national sales tax. These people pay state sales tax, they just don't pay any national tax. Those people that do day labor for cash money. How about the wait staff at restaurants? They file very little of their tips. Drug dealers? Ever heard of a drug dealer putting down their pockets and paying tax onto the IRS? How about hookers? Ever heard of one of them saying, hey, I made 50 grand this year. How much do I owe? How about people that steal, burglars, get by with it? They sell it, they will still pay. They pay state tax on it now. They're ill-gotten goods. Under my system, or under the system of a national sales tax, they would also pay the federal tax. Now, what I would propose would be that every 3 months, the sales tax rate could be adjusted up or down as needed. We would no longer have a deficit, a balanced budget every 3 months. And since we would be only projecting ahead 3 months, it'd be fairly easy to know how much we're going to need. Very simple, very simple. But it's never going to happen, and I know this. You know why? One of the biggest reasons? Every year, every taxpayer updates the government on everything that's going on in their life. The names of all the family members, their income, where they live, their telephone number, everything the government needs to know or wants to know. The government don't need to know any of that. We tell them. And if we don't do it, we can get in trouble. We can get in a lot of trouble. There's no joke, and I'm sure you may have heard it. The 3 most frightening things a person can hear. Number 1, there's been a death in the immediate family. Number 2, I'm divorcing you. And number 3, you're going to get a tax audit. Now, if you're a single man and don't have a spouse, then I'm divorcing you. Wouldn't be in there, so that would just leave death in the immediate family and an IRS audit. And if you don't like your family all that much, maybe the IRS audit is your greatest fear. Now, is that too simple? I think it is. If our elected officials really cared about the American people, they would do something about it. And here's an article in the Dallas Morning News. What date? Friday the 19th. Republican presidential candidate Rand Paul called Thursday for a fair and flat tax that would blow up the nation's tax code. Well, Rand Paul and your flat tax, I have a message for you. Pull your head out of your butt before you eat something that gives you gas and you blow out your brains. Think about it. We need a flat tax, Rand Paul, like we need a hole in the head. Until next time, Texas Deacon signing off.